Cleveland Indians baseball. It's a Tuesday night game, and we'll be in Minnesota tonight. Indians beat the Twins last night 5-1. Steve Dunning got the start. He pitched 4 solid innings. Ran into a little trouble in the second when he walked the first 2 batters, then struck out 3 in a row. But then the game was stopped in the fourth inning with the Indians leading 1-0 for a rain delay that lasted about an hour. Dunning wasn't able to come back out, and Vince Colbert came in relief, and he pitched 3 solid innings. And then Mark Ballinger came in and pitched the last 2 innings. Ballinger came in, the Indians were leading 5-0, and the Twins touched him up for 1 run in the bottom of the ninth. But the Indians held on and won 5-1. Colbert got the win. He's 5-7. And Bert Blyleven of the Twins took the loss. He was looking for win number 19. He is now 18-7. Eddie Leon was injured and he was put on the disabled list. And Gomer Hodge has been called up to take his spot on the roster. Big news concerning the Indians right now comes out of New Orleans, where there are reports that city leaders in New Orleans are working on reaching an agreement with the Indians management for the Indians to play home games in New Orleans starting in 1974 when the new Superdome opens. There's reports that the Indians may play 23 or 27 home games a year in New Orleans starting in 1974. It would mainly be April and May games when the weather's problematic in Cleveland. Both sides are denying this, but I guess we'll see. Also making news from the Indians was Vada Pinson. It's been made public that Vada Pinson has demanded a trade, feeling he's been lied to by Indians management and poorly handled by the team. It was rumored during spring training that he was going to be traded to the Angels for Andy Messersmith. But then the Indians decided that they also wanted Tom Murphy in the trade, and supposedly that's what scuttled the trade. The Indians asked waivers for Pinson, but a team that has not been identified claimed him off the waiver wire, so the Indians had to remove him, pull the waivers on him, and he's not eligible to be put on waivers again until September 3rd. So we'll see if he gets traded before the end of the season. Here in Minnesota, the Indians take on the Twins. Twins, the World Series champs last year, they are really struggling this year. They have a record of 55-64. They're 14 and a half back from Oakland and Chicago. And Cleveland has a record of 49-73. They've actually been playing pretty good since the All-Star break, and especially since Dark was relieved of his duties. Mike Paul will start for Cleveland tonight. He's made 7 starts since he was called up from Wichita. He's 6-1 with an ERA of 2.86. This is his first start against Minnesota this year. And opposing him will be Jim Kaat of the Twins. Kaat's been having a disappointing season. He is 8-9 with an ERA of 3.99. He's made 1 start against the Indians this year. He's 1-0 with a 4.0 ERA against them. And here on Tuesday night, August 17th, it is 88 degrees and wind speed is 3 miles per hour out to right field. The Indians starting lineup will be leading off the left fielder Frank Baker, batting second the first baseman Chris Chambliss, batting third the catcher Ray Fosse, batting fourth the right fielder Roy Foster, batting fifth the third baseman Greg Nettles, batting sixth the shortstop Fred Stanley, batting seventh the center fielder Ted Uhlaender, batting eighth the second baseman John Lowenstein, and batting ninth the pitcher Mike Paul. On defense, the Twins have Harmon Killebrew at first, Rod Carew at second, Leo Cardenas at shortstop, Steve Braun at third, Cesar Tovar in left field, Jim Holt in center field, Jim Nettles, Greg Nettles' brother, in right field, George Mitterwald catching, and on the mound, Jim Kaat. Jim Kaat's something of a junk ball pitcher at this stage in his career. He's been a Major League regular since 1961 when the Twins moved to Minnesota from the original Washington Senators. Kaat has a bit of a fastball, throws in some curves. He keeps the ball low. Leading off is Frank Baker of the Indians, the left fielder. He's hitting .207 with 2 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Here's the first pitch. It's a grounder to third. Braun's up with it to throw to first. 1 out. Here's Chris Chambliss, first baseman. He's hitting .287 with 10 home runs and 34 runs batted in. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Here is Ray Fosse. He's hitting .294, 7 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Ever since his broken hand last season that ended his season early in August, Fosse seems like he's retained his batting eye, but his power numbers are down. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Cleveland nothing. Minnesota coming to bat. Batting order for the Twins. Leading off the first baseman, Cesar Tovar. Batting second to third baseman, Steve Braun. Batting third to catcher, George Mitterwald. Batting fourth to first baseman, Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth to shortstop, Leo Cardenas. Batting sixth to right fielder, Jim Nettles. Batting seventh to second baseman, Rod Carew. Batting eighth to center fielder, Jim Holt. And batting ninth to pitcher, Jim Kaat. On defense, the Indians have Chris Chambliss at first, John Lowenstein at second, Fred Stanley at short, Greg Nettles at third, Frank Baker in left, Ted Ullander in center, Roy Foster in right, Ray Fosse catching, and on the mound, Mike Paul. Mike Paul, he's a fastball pitcher. Tends to keep the ball probably right around the batter's belt line. He was injured in spring training. Started his season in Wichita and was called up on July 10th. And he's been great since he came back up. He's 6-1. Is an ERA of 2.86. Leading off is Cesar Tovar. He's hitting .304, no home runs and 42 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch. It's grounder to short. Stanley's up with it. Throw to first for 1 out. Here's Steve Braun. He's hitting .258, 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in. This is Braun's rookie season. The 2-2 pitch. Bouncer right back to the box. And Paul can't handle it. Bounced off his chest. And they're giving him an error. Here's the catcher, George Mitterwald. He's hitting .262 with 8 home runs and 38 runs batted in. He's hitting .290 in August. Low and outside, ball 1. Strike 1 called. It's fly ball in left field. Baker drifting back. He watches that one go. Home run. Home run number 9 for George Mitterwald. And Minnesota takes a 2-0 lead. Here is Harmon Killebrew, sitting .255 with 31 home runs and 90 runs batted in. Right now, Killebrew is sitting on 497 career home runs. He needs 3 home runs to get to 500. Only Ernie Banks is closer. Banks has stalled out at 499 home runs. He needs 1 to reach the 500 range. The 3-2 pitch. It's fly ball in the left field. Baker going back near the track, and he's got it. 2 outs. Here's Leo Cardenas, the shortstop, hitting .247, 15 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Spoiler alert, Leo Cardenas, future member of the Cleveland Indians. Hitting .150 against Cleveland. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. First walk of the game given up by Paul. Here's Jim Knowles. Hitting .321, 1 home run and 7 runs batted in. He is Greg Nettles' brother. He was called up on May 17th. He appeared in 1 game last season and got 1 at bat. Looks like he's having himself a decent rookie year. Check swing just below the belt, strike 1. Too high, ball 1. High and inside, ball 2. It's fly ball to center field. Ullander to his left is under it, and he has it. 3 outs. But the Twins get 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We played 1 inning in Minnesota. It's the Twins 2, the Indians nothing. Roy Foster leads off for Cleveland. He's hitting .246, 15 home runs, 52 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch. He hits a base hit into center field. Rounds first. He's heading for second. He slides. He is safe. That's his 21st double of the year. Here's Greg Nettles, former member of the Twins. He came over with Ted Uhlaender in the trade for Louis Tiant. Nettles is hitting .281 with 33 home runs and 102 runs batted in. He leads the American League in home runs, and he leads the major leagues in RBIs. Only Henry Aaron has more home runs than Nettles this season. Aaron has 34. Hitting .309 in August. Grounder down the first base line, foul. Fred Stanley's on deck. It's a bouncer to short. Cardenas up with it. Go to first. Not in time. He looked Foster back to the bag, but Nettles legged out a hit. Here's Fred Stanley. He's hitting .293 with 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Stanley's having an excellent rookie year, being called up on May 20th. And then he got hurt at the end of July, and he's really been struggling with the bat since he came back. He's 3 for 24 since coming back from his injury. But let me see, he got two hits last night, though. He was 2 for 3 with a walk and drove in a run. Strike 1 called. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Curveball in the dirt, ball 1. Just below the knees, ball 2. Too high, ball 3, full count. Foul down the third base line. Count remains full. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. It's fly ball in the center field. Holt going back near the track. He has it. Foster tags. He'll take third. So we have 1 out. Runners at the corners. Here is Ted Uhlaender, former Twin. He's hitting .286 with 2 home runs and 36 runs batted in. Caught the outside corner, strike 1. Base hit into right field. Foster scores. That gets all the way to the wall. Nettles chasing it down. Greg Nettles rounds third. He'll score. Uhlaender heading for third. The throw, the slide, he is safe. That's his 4th triple of the year. That'll tie the game. It says Uhlaender continues his hot hitting against Minnesota. Let's see what he's been doing. He's 17 for 32 against Minnesota. 10 RBI, hitting .531. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, he's shown his old team. Here is John Lowenstein, another rookie. Second baseman, replacing Eddie Leone in the lineup. He's hitting .146, 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. Lowenstein was called back up after Jack Heidemann had knee surgery. It's grounded to second. Go to first. Lowenstein's out. Eulander scores. The Indians lead 3-2. Here is Mike Paul, the pitcher. He's hitting .067. No home runs, 1 run batted in. He is 1 for 15 as a hitter this season. The 0-2 pitch. It's a shallow fly ball to right field. Nettles coming in. Crew going back. Nettles has it. 3 outs, but the Indians get 3 runs. 3 hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the second. It is Cleveland 3, Minnesota 2. Rod Carew leads off for Minnesota. He's hitting .341. No home runs, 41 runs batted in. He has a 6-game hitting streak. Rod Carew spent most of last season injured, but came back in time to play in the ALCS and the World Series. He was the World Series MVP last year, and he was also the Rookie of the Year back in 1967. He's a protege of Billy Martin. He came up to the Twins when Billy Martin was the Twins coach, and Martin wouldn't let anyone monkey with Carew's swing. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Carew hits fly ball into center field. Eulander drifting back. He's got it. 1 out. Here's Jim Holt, the center fielder. He's hitting .264. No home runs, 29 runs batted in. Hitting .266 in August. The 1-2 pitch. Bouncer to second. Lowenstein's up with it. Throws him out. 2 outs. And here's Jim Cott, the pitcher. He's hitting .143. No home runs, 3 runs batted in. He is 10 for 70 as a hitter. The 2-1 pitch. Blooper into left center for base hit. Cott rounds first. He's trying for second. He slides, and he's safe. That's his first double of the year. Here's Cesar Tovar. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded to the shortstop in the first inning. Pops it up, third base side, foul ground. Nettles is after it. He's under it, and he's got it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We have played 2 in Minnesota. It is Cleveland 3, Minnesota 2. Frank Baker leads off for the Indians. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to third his last time up. Hitting .115 against lefties, .179 in August. The 1-0 pitch, he pops it up. Cardenas is there, and he's got it. 1 out. Here's Chris Chambliss. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the first inning. Hitting .303 in August. The 2-1 pitch. Grounder to first. Killebrew has it. He'll take it himself. 2 outs. Right now, it looks like the prime candidates for Rookie of the Year in the American League are Chris Chambliss of the Indians and Angel Manguel of the Oakland A's. Here's Ray Fosse. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. Hitting .232 in August. 1-2 pitch. Ooh, hit him on the shoulder. Fosse takes first. Here is Roy Foster. He's 1 for 1. He doubled it to lead off the second inning. Double, and he scored in the second. Outside, ball 1. Fly ball down the left field line. That makes the seats. Ball 2. Outside on the black. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High pitch gets past Mitterwald. Fosse's going. He is safe. Mitterwald tried to throw him out at second. But they're giving Cott a wild pitch. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner on second, 2 outs. This is what Vince Scully calls deuces wild. It's a soft fly ball down the left field line, but that is foul. Foster to base hit in right field. Gets past Nettles. All the way to the wall. Fosse scores. Foster's in with a double. That's his 22nd double of the year and his second double today. He needs lead 3-2. Or 4-2, I'm sorry. Greg Nettles, he's 1 for 1. He had an infield single back in the second inning. It's fly ball in the left field. Tovar going back. He's near the track and he's got it. 3 outs, but the Indians get 1 run. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It is Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2. In the third for Minnesota will be Steve Braun, George Mitterwald, and Harmon Killebrew. Braun is 0 for 1. He was safe on an error in the first. It's a base hit in the right field. Lowenstein dove, but couldn't make the play. Here's George Mitterwald. He is 1 for 1. He hit a 2-run home back in the first inning. Check the swing, but that's called strike. Strike 1. Inside, ball 1. At the belt, strike 2. That's off the plate, ball 2. Base hit in the left field. Braun rounds second, but he'll hold. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Here is Harmon Killebrew, who's over. He flied out the left field last time up. Hitting 246 in August. Too high, ball 1. When the Indians came into Minnesota, with the rate that their pitchers give up the home run ball, I thought we might see 3 Killebrew home runs and see him get to 500. Too high, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. Full count. Caught the inside corner, strike 3 called. First strikeout for Paul. Here is Leo Cardenas. He walked in the first inning. Too high, ball 1. High and away, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. Grounder to second, this could be 2. To second for 1. To first, double play. 4-6-3 double play. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Paul worked himself out of a jam there. We played 3 in Minnesota. It's Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2. Take a look around the league. Just a reminder, in the American League West, Oakland and Chicago are tied for first place. Final at Yankee Stadium. Royals beat the Yankees 4-2. Ron Hansen went 3 for 5. Tom Bergmeyer got the win. He's 7-2, and Jack Aker took the loss. He is 3-2. Final in Atlanta, Cubs beat the Braves 6-5. Ron Santo went 3 for 5. Bill Bonham got the win for Chicago, 3-4 now. Final at Yankee Stadium, the Royals beat the Yankees 2-1. Al Fitzmaurice got the win. He is 4-7. Lindy McDaniel took the loss. He's 1-7. Bottom of the sixth in Cincinnati, the Reds lead the Cardinals 4-2. Pete Rose hit his 13th home run. That is Steve Carlton, who's 8-17, against Jim McLaughlin, who's 7-1. Boy, those are two teams that have really disappointed their fans this year. Bottom of the seventh in Washington, the A's lead the Senators 4-3. Dave Duncan hit his 11th home run. That is Raleigh Fingers against Denny McLain. Top of the seventh in Pittsburgh, the Astros and the Pirates are tied at 3. Joe Morgan hit his 8th home run. That's Wade Blasingame against Luke Johnson. Top of the seventh at Comiskey Park. White Sox lead the Tigers 4-1. Rick Reichert is 3 for 3. Right now it is Tom Timmerman for the Tigers and Wilbur Wood. So for the White Sox, Wilbur Wood so far is the only pitcher with 20 wins this year. Top of the seventh at Fenway Park, the Angels lead the Red Sox 6-4. Joe LaHood hit his 20th home run for Boston. That is Clyde Wright against Ken Tatum. And top of the fifth in Milwaukee, the Orioles lead the Brewers 2-0. That is Pat Dobson against Skip Lockwood. Pat Dobson for Baltimore is going for his 18th win. Now back at Metropolitan Stadium, Fred Stanley leads off for the Indians in the 4th inning. He flied to center last time up, and that advanced Roy Foster to third base. The 2-1 pitch. It's fly ball in the right field. Nettles drifting over, and he has it. 1 out. Here's Ted Uhlaender. He's 1 for 1. He tripled down the first base line in the second. That scored Nettles, and it scored Foster. Hitting .254 in August. It's a grounder to first. Killebrew takes it himself. 2 outs. Here's John Lowenstein. He is 0 for 1. He grounded to second in the second inning, and Ted Uhlaender scored on the fielder's choice. The 2-0 pitch. It's fly ball in the left field. Tovar is there, and he's got it. 3 outs, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2. Jim Nettles leads off for Minnesota. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to center field last time up. The 1-2 pitch. It's fly ball in the left field. Baker drifting to his left. He's got it. 1 out. Here's Rod Carew. He's 0 for 1. He flied to center field in the second inning. Hitting .358 in August. The 1-2 pitch. Hits a grounder to third. Nettles up with it. Throws him out. 2 outs. And here's Jim Holt. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to second last time up. The 1-2 pitch. Another grounder to second. Lowenstein throws him out. 3 outs. Nothing across for Minnesota in the 4th. We go to the 5th. Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2. Cleveland has 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. They've left 1 man on base. Minnesota has 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They've left 3 men on base. In the first inning with 1 out, Steve Braun was safe on an error. And then George Mitterwald hit a 2-run homer that made it 2-0. Then at the top of the second, Foster doubled. Nettles singled on the infield, and Foster wasn't able to advance. Then Fred Stanley hit a fly ball near the wall in center field. Foster took third on the putout. Then Ted Uhlaender doubled down the first base line into the right field corner. That scored Roy Foster and Greg Nettles. And then John Lowenstein grounded out to Carew. And that scored Uhlaender. That made it Cleveland 3, Minnesota 2. And then in the top of the third, with 2 outs, Ray Fosse was hit by a pitch. He took second on a wild pitch. And then Roy Foster doubled off the wall. That scored Fosse, making it Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2. That's where we're at right now. Mike Paul leads off for the Indians. He's 0 for 1. He flied out at his first time up. The 1-2 pitch. It's a grounder right back to the box. Cott is up with it. Throws him out. 1 out. Throw was wide at first, but Killebrew was able to keep a foot on the bag. There's Frank Baker. He's 0 for 2. He grounded to third and popped to the shortstop. Baker hits a base hit in the left field. He rounds first, and he'll hold. Here is Chris Chambliss. He's 0 for 2. He struck out, and he grounded to first. Hitting .299 in August. Oh, it got a piece of his arm. He'll take first. That puts runners at first and second, 1 out. And here is Ray Fosse. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first and was hit by a pitch in the third. Hitting .353 against lefties. It's a grounder to third. Braun to second for 1. To first. Double play. 5-4-3 double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2. For Minnesota in the 5th, it will be Jim Cott, Cesar Tovar, and Steve Braun. Cott is 1 for 1. He doubled in the second inning. The 2-1 pitch. It's a grounder to third. Nettles up with it. Throws him out. 1 out. Here's Cesar Tovar. He's 0 for 2. He grounded it short and popped to third. It's a grounder up the middle. Stanley to his left. Has it. Throws him out. 2 outs. 8th inning in Washington. The Senators taking a 5-4 lead over Oakland. Oakland had a strong first half of the season. They had really been playing poorly since the All-Star game. Here is Steve Braun. He's 1 for 2. He was safe on an error in the first and singled in the third. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. George Mitterwald, the catcher. He's 2 for 2. Hit a 2-run homer in the first, and he singled in the third. Too high, ball 1. Low and outside, ball 2. It's a grounder to third. Nettles to his left, has it. Throws him out. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We played 5 innings. It's an official game here in Minnesota. The Twins 4, or the Indians 4, the Twins 2. For the Indians in the 6th, it will be Roy Foster, Greg Nettles, and Fred Stanley. Roy Foster is 2 for 2. He doubled in the second, and he doubled in the third. That scored Roy Fosse. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 3 for Jim Cott. Here's Greg Nettles. He's 1 for 2. And an infield single in the second and flied out in the third. The 1-1 pitch. Base hit up the middle. Nettles on first, 1 out. Here's Fred Stanley, who's 0 for 2. Flied out in the second, flied out in the fourth. Curveball, outside, ball 1. A little bit of chin music there, ball 2. High and outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Just below the belt, strike 1. He was taken all the way on that one. Bouncer to short. Cardenas only plays first. Bang, bang play. They got him. 2 outs. Nettles takes second. Here's Ted Uhlaender. He's 1 for 2. He tripled in the second. Uhlaender hits a base hit in the right field. Nettles rounds third. He'll score. That'll make it 5-2 Cleveland. Jim Nettles did not bother trying to throw out Greg Nettles. Here's John Lowenstein. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out in the second. That scored a run and flied out in the fourth. Grounder down the first base line. That is foul. In the dirt, Bitterwald bobbled it, but he kept it in front of him. Uhlaender held it first. Fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Too high, ball 2. It's fly ball into center field. Holt going back. And he's got it. The Indians get 1 run. 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is Cleveland 5, Minnesota 2. In the 6th inning, Mike Paul will face Harmon Killebrew, Leo Cardenas, and Jim Nettles. Harmon Killebrew, he's 0 for 2. He flied out in the first, struck out in the third. The 1-2 pitch. Base hit up the middle. It's 5th hit of the game off of Paul. Here's Leo Cardenas. He's 0 for 1. He walked and he grounded into a double play. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Strike 2 called. Fly ball down the first base line. That's foul. Now Foster's after it, but it makes the seats. That bounced to the plate. Ball 1. It's grounded to short. Stanley to second for 1. To first. Double play. Stanley bobbled it. It looked like they might have only had 1, but let's watch that again. Yeah, he mishandled it, but he was able to turn a double play. 6-4-3. That was a nice pickup by Stanley. Here's Jim Nettles, who's 0 for 2. Fly to center in the first. Fly to center in the fourth. The 2-2 pitch. Another fly ball to center field. Uhlaender is there. Makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left. We've played 6 at Metropolitan Stadium. It is Cleveland 5, Minnesota 2. Pinch hitting for Paul is Jim Clark. Jim Clark was called up on July 16th. And he is 2 for 5. And he is 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter. Let me see here. Yeah, he was called up after Ted Ford was sent down. That's what I thought. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder to second. Crew up with it. Throw to first. 1 out. Alan Foster warming up in the bullpen. The 1-0 pitch, Frank Baker. He's 1 for 3. Grounder to second. Crew throws him out. 2 outs. Here's Chris Chambliss. He's 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, grounded out in the third, hit by a pitch in the fifth. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 4 for Cott. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Cleveland 5, Minnesota 2. Let's take a look around the league again. Final in Cincinnati, the Reds beat the Cardinals 7-2. George Foster went 3 for 4 for Cincinnati. He has been a good acquisition for the Reds since coming over from the Giants. Jim McLaughlin got the win. He's 8-1. Steve Carlton takes the loss. He is 8-18. Top of the 9th in Pittsburgh. Ooh. The Astros taking the lead. They're leading 7-4. Joe Morgan is 3 for 5. That's Fred Gladding against Bob Moose. Final in Chicago, the White Sox beat the Tigers 5-1. Wilbur Wood is 21-6. While Dean Chance gets the loss for Detroit, he's 1-10. Dean Chance, of northeastern Ohio, well, central Ohio native, really. Spent part of the year with the Indians last year. Top of the 7th in Milwaukee, the Orioles lead the Brewers 3-0. That's still Dobson against Lockwood. Bottom of the 1st in San Francisco. Giants and the Phillies, no score. That's Jim Bunning against Juan Marichal. And top of the 1st in San Diego. No score between the Expos and the Padres. That is Carl Morton against Cy Acosta. Coming in to pitch for Cleveland is Alan Foster. He's making his 24th appearance of the year. He has a record of 5-11 with an ERA of 4.57. He's given up 141 hits. 25 of those are home runs. He has walked 71 and struck out 91. Let me see how many relief appearances he's made this year. Looks like this is his second relief appearance of the year. The last time he relieved was against Milwaukee on June 11th. Johnny LePond is mixing things up a little bit. Wanting to use Alan Foster and Vince Colbert in relief. Rod Carew leads off. He is 0 for 2. He flied out in the second, grounded out in the fourth. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder to third. Nettles up with it. Has it went out. Alan Foster is holding his arm. Looks like he is injured. They're taking him out of the game. He had to leave with injuries in his first 2 appearances this season. I don't think he has left the game due to injury since then, so I guess we'll see what happens. All right, coming in to pitch in his place will be Ed Farmer. Ed Farmer's making his 30th appearance of the year. He's 3-3 with 2 saves, an ERA of 5.37. Farmer started 2 games this season. 67 innings pitched. He's given up 80 hits. 14 of those were home runs. He's walked 44. He struck out 45. He is a hard thrower, but he keeps the ball up, so he is susceptible to the gopher ball. And he sometimes has difficulty with his control. Looks like August has been his best month of the year so far. He came up on June 1st. So he might be getting more comfortable at the big league level. Here's Jim Holt. He's over 2. Grounded out to second in the second inning and in the 4th inning. It's a grounder right back to Farmer. Throw to first. 2 outs. Here's Jim Cott. He is 1 for 2. He doubled in the second. On him back, Brant Allier will pinch hit. Brant Allier hitting 137, 1 home run, 9 runs batted in. Allier was a hero in the World Series last year. Got the only hit in Jerry Koosman's 1-hitter, and that hit was a home run that won the game. So Koosman pitched a 1-hitter and lost. I believe that was in game 2. As a pinch hitter, he is 4 for 40 with 2 doubles. He had a good year last year. He had 283, 25 home runs. He drove in 72. He just, I don't know if he's injured or just having a bad year. Probably just another one of the reasons why the Twins are struggling this year. Grounder to third. Nettles boots it. Error on Nettles. That's his 14th error of the year. Here's Cesar Tovar. He is 0 for 3. Grounded to short in the first, popped to third in the second, grounded to short in the 5th. Fly ball down the left field line, but that is Foul. High and outside, ball one. Got the corner, strike two. He hits a grounder to third. Nettles to Lowenstein for the out. No runs, no hits, one error. One left. We played 7. It is Cleveland 5, Minnesota 2. Ray Corbin's a new pitcher for Minnesota. He's making his 35th appearance of the year. He's 5-7 with a 5.86 ERA. In 113 and 2/3 innings, he's given up 136 hits. 17 of those were home runs. He has walked 63. He has struck out 88. And Ray Fosse leads off. He's 0 for 2. He struck out in the first. He was hit by a pitch in the third, and he grounded into a double play in the fifth. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Here is Roy Foster. He's 2 for 3. He doubled in the second, and he doubled in the third. That scored Ray Fosse, making it Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2. Curveball, high and inside, ball 1. Ball 2. Corbin's a power pitcher. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Fly ball down the left field line. Tovar's after it. Looking foul, and it makes the seats. Final at Fenway, the Red Sox beat the Angels 9-6. Fouls it back. Count remains 2-2. Grounder down the third base line. That is foul. Another grounder down the third base line. That's foul. Count remains 2-2. Too low. Ball 3. Fly ball down the right field line. Foul. Nettles after it makes the seats. Foster hits a grounder up the middle. Cardenas to his left. Steps on second. Throw to first. Not in time. 1 out. Here is Greg Nettles. He's 2 for 3. He singled on the infield in the second. Flied out the left in the third. Singled in the sixth. Foster's off with the pitch. Nettles pops it up to the shortstop. Cardenas is there, and he's got it. 2 outs. Here's Fred Stanley. He's 0 for 3. Flied out in the second, flied out in the fourth, and grounded to the shortstop in the sixth. That advanced Greg Nettles. Stanley, he's been struggling since he came back from his leg injury. Ball 2. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Inside on the black, strike 1. Ball 4. Second walk given up by Corbin. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Here's Ted Uhlaender. He's 2 for 3 today. He tripled in the first. That scored Roy Foster and Greg Nettles. He grounded to first in the fourth. And then he singled in the sixth, and that scored Greg Nettles again. So Uhlaender has 3 runs batted in today. Strike 1 called. Foul tip, strike two. It's grounder to short. Cardenas. Throw to first. Bang, bang play. Uhlaender beat it out. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Here is John Lowenstein, who's over 3. Grounded out in the second. That scored Ted Uhlaender. He flied out in the fourth, flied out in the sixth. Inside, ball 1. Too high, ball 2. Almost hit him there, ball 3, 3-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Ball 4, that'll force in a run. It's 6-2, Cleveland. Pinch hitting for Farmer will be Chuck Hinton. Hinton's hitting .202. 2 home runs and 13 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, he is 5 for 24 with a double and a home run. He has 4 runs batted in pinch hitting. Phil Hennigan warming up in the bullpen. Ball 1. Inside, ball 2. Ball 3, 3 balls, no strikes. Called that one a little late, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Base hit up the middle. Stanley scores. Here comes Uhlaender. He'll score. Lowenstein stops at second. That'll make it 8-2 Cleveland. Bill Rigney, seen enough. And Jim Strickland coming in to pitch. He's making his 23rd appearance of the season. He is 1-1 with 2 saves, an ERA of 2.33. In 27 innings pitched, he's given up 14 hits. 2 of those were home runs. He's walked 16. He has struck out 21. He's a rookie. He was called up on May 5th. Here's Frank Baker. He's 1 for 4. He singled in the 5th. Sitting 123 against lefties. Got the inside corner, strike 1, 1-1. Too high, ball 2. He gets a fly ball in the center field. Holt is there, and he's got it. But the Indians scored 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. They left 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is Cleveland 8, Minnesota 2. Phil Hennigan's coming in to pitch for Cleveland. He's making his 38th appearance of the season. He has a record of 2-2 with an ERA of 5.27. He has 8 saves, 54 2/3 innings. He's given up 45 hits, 6 home runs. He's walked 43. He has struck out 52. Leading off is Steve Braun. He's 1 for 2. He was safe on an error in the first, singled in the third, walked in the 5th. So he has been on base all day today. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Stanley to his left. Has it and throws him out. 1 out. Here's George Mitterwald. He's 2 for 3. He had a 2-run homer in the first. He singled in the third, and he grounded to third in the fifth. The 1-1 pitch. Liner in the left field. Baker's after it. He dives. Can't get to it. It's a base hit, but Baker stopped the ball from getting past him into the gap. So Mitterwald has a hold of the single. That's his third hit of the game. Here is Harmon Killebrew. He's 1 for 3. He's singled back in the sixth. Low and inside, ball 1. Almost in the dirt, ball 2. Fouls it back, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Fouls it back. Low and outside, ball 3. He works it full. Ball 4. Put runners at first and second, 1 out. And here is Leo Cardenas, who's 0 for 2. He walked in the first, and then he grounded into a double play in the third, grounded into a double play in the sixth. Curveball, foul ball, strike 1. Double play right now would be good for the Indians. Down and away, ball 1. Ooh, Oakland tied it up during the 11th inning in Washington. A's and Senators tied at 5. I believe the White Sox won today. Yeah, the White Sox won, so the A's have to win to maintain a first place tie. Cardenas is a base hit in the left field. Mitterwald rounds third, but he'll hold. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Jim Nettles. He is 0 for 3. He flied to center in the first, fly to center in the fourth, fly to center in the sixth. Up and in, ball 1. Pops it up, foul ground. Third base side. His brother Greg after it, but it's foul. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Fouls it back. Count remains 1 and 2. Pops it up, infield fly called. Lowenstein takes it, 2 outs. Here's Rod Carew, he's 0 for 3. Flat out in the second, grounded out in the fourth, grounded out in the seventh, and the Indians had to remove Alan Foster after that. Carew has a 6-game hitting streak on the line. It's fly ball down the right field line. Foster's after it. That's foul. I like hitting streaks, but in a circumstance like this, I would rather not see Carew get a hit. Ball 1. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Carew hits a fly ball into center field. Ulander is there, and he's got it. Farmer worked himself out of a jam. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They left the bases loaded. We go to the 9th inning. It is Cleveland 8, Minnesota 2. Chris Chambliss leads off. He's 0 for 3 today. The 1-1 pitch. It's a liner into center field, but it's right at Holt. 1 out. Here's Ray Fosse. He is over 2 today. Let's see. Fosse struck out the first. He was hit by a pitch in the third, grounded into a double play in the fifth, and he struck out in the eighth. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder to second. Cruz up with it. Throws him out. 2 outs. And here's Roy Foster. He's 2 for 4. He has a pair of doubles. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder to second. Cruz has it. Throws him out. 3 outs. Nothing across for Cleveland. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It is Cleveland 8, Minnesota 2. For Minnesota in the ninth, it will be Jim Holt, the pitcher spot, and Cesar Tovar. Jim Holt is over 3. Grounded to second in the second. Grounded to second in the fourth. Grounded to the pitcher in the seventh. The 3-0 pitch. Pops it up. Fosse's under it. But he dropped it. He was in fair territory. Holt takes first on the error. Pinch hitting for Minnesota, Rich Reese. Rich Reese is hitting .244. He has 8 home runs, 34 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, he is 5 for 11 with a double and an RBI. Ball 1. It's a base hit in right field. They can pass Foster. That's all the way to the wall. Holt round second. He'll come around to score. Reese rounding second, heading for third. He slides. Nope, it says he had a stand-up triple. Triple number 7 for Rich Reese. That makes it 8-3. Here comes Johnny LaPond. That'll be all for Ed Farmer. Mark Ballinger coming to pitch. Ballinger was called up on very short notice from Jacksonville on August 6th after Steve McGorry's jaw was broken in a freak accident. During batting practice, this is his 5th appearance of the year. He has a record of 1-0, an ERA of 1.59. Gave up his first run of the season last night. He's pitched 5 2/3 innings. He's given up 3 hits. He hasn't walked anybody, and he has struck out 3. And here's Cesar Tovar. He's over 4 today. High and outside, ball 1. High and inside, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's a grounder to second. Lowenstein's up with it. Throws the first. 1 out. Reese scores. That'll make it 8-4 Cleveland. 1 out. Bases empty for Steve Braun, who's 1 for 3. He was safe on an error in the first. Singled in the third. Walked in the fifth. Grounded out in the eighth. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That was out of the strike zone. Strike 3. Minnesota's down to their last out, and it's George Mitterwald, who's 3 for 4 today. Hit a 2-run homer in the first. He singled in the third. He grounded out in the fifth, and he singled in the eighth. Killebrews on deck. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded to short. Stanley's up with it. Throws him out, and that's the ball game. Indians win 8-4. They've won 2 in a row here in Minnesota. Indians had 8 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors. They left 5 men on base. Minnesota had 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. Mike Paul gets the win. He's 7-1. While Jim Cott takes a loss, he's 8-10. Ted Uhlaender went 3 for 4 with 3 runs batted in. Roy Foster went 2 for 5. He had 2 doubles. Greg Nettles went 2 for 4. And on the Twins side of the ledger, Rich Reese went 1 for 1. He had a triple in his pinch hitting appearance in the 9th inning. George Mitterwald went 3 for 5 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. Report from the clubhouse is Alan Foster seems to be all right. They don't think he's going to miss any time. Star of the game is Ted Uhlaender. Time of the game was 3:05. Cleveland has now won 4 in a row. They won 4 in a row and 5 of their last 6. Let's see. Late report out of Washington in 16 innings. The Senators beat Oakland 6-5, so that means Oakland is a half game behind Chicago. Chicago had a doubleheader at Comiskey Park tonight with Detroit, and they split that. But Chicago is a half game ahead of Oakland. I mean, there's still a lot of baseball. There's over a month left in the season. Cleveland won their 50th game of the year. Montreal and Philadelphia have less wins than Cleveland. Cleveland has the least amount in the American League, but Milwaukee's right ahead of them with 51 wins. Boston has 53. Cleveland is 3.5 games behind Boston to move into 5th place. But once again, our final score here tonight in Minnesota. Cleveland 8, Minnesota 4. Hope you enjoyed this game. I did. I've been out sick, and I tried to do a game of the week in Indians baseball for the past weekend, and I was having some kind of weird computer issue, and it got all screwed up, so I preempted it. And hopefully I'll be able to continue doing this. I've been a little concerned that I might have to put this season on hiatus until the postseason, but hopefully I won't have to. Once again, final score, Cleveland 8, Minnesota 4. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.